Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, I I am very sorry for what happened last week. Actually, no, I'm not sorry, but I'm thankful that I was able to figure out what the hell was going on. So let me be very very clear. I had an anxiety attack. It happened late last. It was last Sunday evening. I legitimately had an anxiety attack, and I don't know exactly how it happened or why, but I think I have an idea. Um, it was bad. And I was in a very vulnerable spot. And you know what? The fact of the matter is, we recognized it immediately. I took the time off, and I was able to get myself out of it in a reasonable manner. Normally, when this happens, it takes about 3 months, maybe more, to get myself back to normal. The fact that it didn't take me that long means that the meds are working, number one, and number two, I I feel a lot better about the situation. Now, am I happy about things right now? Not exactly. I mean, obviously, I kept up with it, tried to figure out how to get myself into a better headspace. But yes, you know what, Felly, sometimes it just happens. I do have GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. But normally it's a very severe generalized anxiety disorder. And I think a lot of people have this, not just me, but it affects me specifically, like when it comes to over worrying about things or just not taking care of myself properly, and it does affect my everyday life. Um, Probably more than a normal person, which is really really difficult. And I know some people, uh, it's sometimes really hard. So, the fact of the matter is, I want to try to keep bringing awareness to it and letting people know, like, hey, you, you know, your journey is your journey, and if you have anxiety disorder like me, you can talk about it, right? And we know what is important is yourself, right? So, let's get into why it happened or how it happened. I won't go too much into detail. Yeah, thank you, Belly. I really appreciate it. Belly, I'm fucking proud of you. Belly, you're amazing. I hope you know that. Every single one of you in here is amazing, but Belly, you specifically right now are fucking amazing. Um man. Anyway, I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So just to give you guys as to what happened, how I got so anxiety ridden. I think it happened Friday evening. Is when it really started to happen. I I will just be real and say it was a lot. So let me just real quick go to this screen. Now I know it's probably gonna be all zoomed in because I had it set up for stuff. But alright, let's fix this real quick. I'm gonna fix this. Hang on, hang on, hang on. This is definitely not what I want. But I have a few things we're gonna talk about today, and normally I would never bring this stuff up, but it did affect me quite a bit because of what it did. Oh, don't, Renella, take care of yourself. I swear to God. Thank you so much. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you. I love you too. But okay, let's get into this real quick. So, I don't think you guys know of this person, but you might. Their name is Ava Chris Tyson. Their pronouns are she, her, slash they, them. Um, Recently, the past, I know, not YouTube drama. I get it. I get why. But here's the reason why I'm bringing it up. We have somebody in our community named Sinky Dunk slash Hazel. They're a trans person in the community that is currently going through their transition. When this surfaced, um, I saw a lot of things happen on Twitter. Number one, they were calling out Ava and saying the wrong pronouns, making like basically just trashing this person to oblivion. Now, rightfully so, obviously. because they had they had quite a few things on their wall. Child prawn, for example. And several things, including, not limited to, revenge prawn on a YouTube video of Jeanette McCurdy. There was a lot of bad things, okay, that this person did. And immediately what happened after is that, you know how Twitter likes to Twitter. Twitter decided to put a bunch of transphobia posts everywhere. It affected me a lot. Because not only that, I care about my friend Sinky Dog so much that I would go to bat for them for anything. They are legitimately my best friend. And the fact of the matter is that people were really, really bashing these people and basically saying that all trans people are pedos and terrible people and groomers. And it bothered me. It really, really bothered me. And normally I would never talk about this stuff on stream, ever. But this really affected me. Not to mention, just before that, we had Dr. Disrespect. You know, this piece of shit right here. Grooming people as well. And then, not too long after that, we have allegations about Mr. Beast, and this is Ludwig talking about it right here. So, with all that, I got a little upset. I really did. And I let it take over. And normally when that happens, an anxiety attack happens, right? I wasn't taking care of myself, right? And I wasn't letting myself take a step back from all of this drama. I wasn't fully aware of what I was processing either. It affected me a lot because I love my friend Sinky so much. They have helped me through many, 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 many times where I've had an anxiety attack, a problem, and here's the thing, I love my friends and I love all of you very, very much, okay? Just gonna be absolutely real. I love you all so much, and I will go to bat for you forever, legitimately. But I also gotta remember, not every battle is mine to fight. Some of it is people having to fight them on their own, and I can't always put everybody before myself. And I've had to learn that many times over, okay? This is something that I've been having to fight for a long time. Alright? So, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I want you guys to know that, number one, if you are trans, if you are part of the LGBTQIS community, you are loved, and I will make sure to use your pronouns as I see fit. I am not going to call you terrible slurs. I'm not going to do that because, number one, I know you're not that way. And I know it. I seriously love every single one of you, and know that I'm going to treat you with absolutely all the respect. But also remember, to call me out on my bullshit and let me know, like, hey, did you get off of Twitter today? You burn it down to the ground? Please do that for me, because you're going to hurt yourself. Stop hurting yourself. Is basically what you gotta say. But yeah, I seriously care about a lot of you, and I had to really learn the hard way with this. And now, also, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but you guys know that I've had this long time hatred with Twitch, right? All of that hatred has pivoted to Twitter. So if you would do me a favor and burn Twitter down to the ground for me, that would be great. I don't care if Twitter is watching this. I don't care if this gets traction. I legitimately don't fucking care. Twitter is a bane of my existence. It needs to go away. You're the sweetest, but always remember to put yourself first. We'll be there for you. Thank you, Felly. Yeah, I love ignoring internet drama. We have real problems out here. Yeah. But yeah, everyone handles things differently. For me, the first sign of internet drama, I'm gone. Yeah. And you know what? The thing is that normally I would just ignore this shit, right? But it was definitely something that I was like, I was really worried about Sinky. I was really worried about how this would affect them in their life. And obviously, Sinky is probably one of the bravest people I've ever met because they are transitioning in a time where a lot of people are not accepting people who are trans, who are trying to get themselves transitioned, and a lot of people are judging them for it. Some people are saying that trans people shouldn't belong in the LGBTQ, which is so fucking terrible. So that's why it affected me so hard. Not to mention, I think what would also really affect me, and I think I have a clip here that I want to play for you guys in a minute, but it was also the fact that people were attacking other creators for not talking about the subject, right? And I'm sitting here like, okay, so people who have little to no involvement in the situation, you're going to call people out for not speaking about it when they are probably still processing the shit. They're probably on vacation. They're probably doing whatever the hell they want because we are human, okay? You expect all creators to drop everything just so we can talk about drama? Like, what is this shit? For real, dude. I'm like, okay. I'm getting a little heated. I apologize. Guys, I really care about you. I really care about creators. I really fucking care. All right? I really do. But I have to remember that my anxiety can take over that and make it worse. So let's not. Good lord. But basically, I think I have like one thing I wanted to show. I think it was this. This was like for the Cody Koch allegations, which is another point of drama that we want to get into. But this woman's name's Swoop. If you've never heard of Swoop before, Swoop does documentaries and real life investigations and social media people that abuse their power because it's not drama, it's dangerous, is what she says. But a lot of times I listen to these like big documentaries and I'm like, damn, you do your research, girl. Applause, like legitimately, she's one of the coolest creators out there. So just wanted to play this clip. I think only a little bit, so I'm gonna real quick turn down the music. Hopefully this is the right clip.
Anything is a model of some public sentiment, a little smaller public sentiment, that I've noticed over the years with breaking stories like this. There are creators, myself included, who can get overwhelmed when people expect or sometimes demand that creators cover a story, which has led some people to assume that every creator in this genre knows everything that's happening at every moment in time with every story, which of course is impossible. I mean, just for me, I took a couple of months off after the assault and woke up to the internet from hell with all of these people doing all of these terrible things. And I completely get where like viewers are coming from, right? Like we want people to cover the stories that are important to us, and I so appreciate that passion in our community. I'm not talking about y'all. Like y'all are always incredibly kind with your requests, and I just so appreciate when you guys do make a request, and like a lot of you slip in there like, as long as it's not triggering to you, you have no idea how much I just really feel supported even with like a little sentence like that. When some of you make requests, we have the greatest community here that I cherish so much, and I value your input. But sometimes outside of us, I see, I go on Twitter and I see people get like mean. I've seen it happen to creator friends of mine who are honestly just trying to do their best and are good people. And I just always remember that just like there are bad faith creators out there. I'm thinking of you, Cody, Boogie, Ava, the list goes on. Unfortunately, there can also be bad faith viewers out there who use whatever story is breaking as an excuse to just attack a creator that they happen to not like. You know what I mean? So I Typically try to ask myself, okay, what is the victim saying? Is the victim of the story specifically calling for certain people to address or talk about the story? Or is it open-ended? Or is it left unsaid? Like, how might the victim feel if they saw people online like kind of just attacking a random creator because they hadn't uploaded a video that day? I guess I just sometimes worry, you know, like when some of the public focuses so hard on pushing a creator to cover a story and to do it immediately, rush, 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 which I think is like honestly the last thing that we want is people rushing these stories. I just sometimes worry that we could be losing focus on the most important part, which at the end of the day is the victim, right? I know y'all.
So I'm gonna leave it there. Swoop is legitimately right. Like, the last thing we really want is for people to just rush into things. And not only that, with drama, with anything, it's important to really care about what you say online and what people do. And as much as I'm okay, they're passionate about that type of stuff, it's important that remember that we are human. We all can't cover every single goddamn story that's out there. We also got to remember that our mentals also come first. And I have learned the hard way, and but what also is good is that I've gotten some really good progress from my anxiety disorder and figuring all that out, and I feel good today. And I think that's really what's really important today is that all of us are here. I'm here. We're having a good time. We're still talking with one another and enjoying each other's company. And we don't have to worry about this because a lot of this is not our battle, right? We can enjoy our lives as we are, but at the same time, remember that yourself comes first, and that includes me. All right? So, I'm going to leave it at that. So, moving on. I'm going to pick